All righty. Henry, I'll get to you in a second. Before that, let's get this thing started. So, as of same as last week, we're going to start us off by everybody standing up, and let's have ourselves a very, very good dance party. Now, it's not as warm as it was yesterday, but I want to feel warm, so I have a song that makes me feel warm. Ready? Let's go. Took me back to East Atlanta. Also, some dance moves. Stick around. Let's see it. So ready? Dance exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Front twist. Front twist. Front twist. Front twist. That summer day in 26, he got love within him. He got me feeling like. Okay. All righty. Good. We're all pumped up. We're ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. So, the same as last week, what we're going to do is go over a couple of things earlier that we did last week, and that comes to the actual par book. So I'm going to pull that up, and we're going to get to talking about that. So the pages you had to do, and we're going to get into talking about our very first life skill lesson, which is on page 4, exploring the game, right? Now, again, if you don't know where this information is, it is on our website, tftco.org. Click on TFTCO at home, and you can scroll down and find this book there as well. And also, as always, if you need clubs, let us know. Or if your clubs are getting too small for you, we need some bigger clubs, let us know. We'll fix that as well. So on to core lesson number 10, right? Exploring the game. A player shows exploring the game in his or her actions by trying out different ways to hit each club in order to find out what makes the ball go longer or shorter. So the rule of thumb when it comes to this, people, the rule of thumb is that the longer the club, the lower the number, the longer the club. The longer the club, the further the ball goes. So your 9 iron will go a lot less than your 5 iron. Does that make sense? So the lower the number, the longer the actual golf shot, the longer the club is, and the longer the golf shot is. Practicing on his or her own to discover the most fun part of playing golf. Now, by a show of hands, who practices golf on their own? I want to see that. Who practices golf on their own? Actually, I don't even know where the showing hands. There you go. Somebody knows where it is. Ooh, there we go. I love it. The only way you can truly get better at golf or any sport or anything in life is you have to practice. It's been said it takes about 1,000 hours to really get good at a new skill. So by all means, Henry, I hear you, bud. Good. What would I like to explore, try out in golf? So for next week, I want you to start drawing the stuff in, and we'll go over it together. It's just one thing that you would like to explore, whether it be learning how to hit low shots, high shots, it doesn't really matter. But I want you to start getting the concept of experimentation with your clubs to see what club does what, and if I open the face here and how that moves. So, game. The acronym for game. Go play and explore. Go play for G. A, and explore. M, my interest. E, enjoy what's fun for me. This is a very important part of golf, people, is keeping the game fun. It's very easy, and I'm caught up in it a lot myself at times. It's very easy to let the game feel like a job. You know, you expect so much that it gets frustrated. You get frustrated with the game and eventually fall out of love with it. I want you to love this game for as long as you possibly can And a big part of that is by go play and explore my interests, enjoy what's fun for me, you know? Name 3 things you would like to do when you're not golfing. Somebody really quick type and tell me one thing they really like to do when they're not golfing. It's very important to have other interests. Rollerblading, playing basketball, swimming. Oh, swimming. I like it, Paige. Good job, Sophia. Anybody else? Augie, play video games. Augie, I'm with you, but I like video games too. Anybody else? Tell me what they like to do outside of golf. It's very important. My son and I, we went fishing 2 days ago, and it was an absolute blast. I haven't fished since I was young. When I was young, I used to fish all the time. So we went out fishing. Actually, my whole family did, and it was pretty cool. I like it. Marco, video games, biking. I love it. I love it. Love it. Picture your favorite game and describe it or draw it. So again, when I'm going over these things, I want you guys to actually do these things. If you don't have access to a printer, then just get a scrap piece of paper and just log the page number you're on and just do this with us. That way, come next week, we'll go over this at the very beginning of class and see how everybody did and if you have any questions. What does it mean to you to explore or to be an explorer? Again, these are all stuff that I want you to get done. And this is a big one too. For each picture below, write one thing you noticed or found on a golf course. A lot of you may not be going to a golf course, but what I want you to do is this. If you have access to, of course you have access to a computer, go on the internet. I want you to look at different courses and I want you to notice things that are different, things that just catch your eye. Look in the background, see certain things and start to do that. That way, next week we have something to talk about it as well. The 2-club challenge. This is one of my favorite things to do, and this really helps you develop your game. Supplies needed. So you need pocket items, 2 golf balls, 2 tees, ball marker, divot tool, 2 golf clubs of player's choice. So how to play. Play the golf course using only the clubs you selected. So playing the golf course with only 2 clubs, that's not easy. You have to be very, very smart on which clubs you actually choose. But I do recommend doing it because you realize what clubs can do certain clubs can do certain things. Okay, got all that. So you'll go all to page 9. So from page 4 to page 9, I want you to have that completed and ready to go for next week, and then we'll go over that at the very beginning of the class. Now, for our healthy habit for today, today's healthy habit is community. Ethan is normally here, but I think he has something to come up, and he can't make it today. But again, the healthy habit is community. We'll get into that in a second. But what Ethan did was showed us the exercise and the stretch of the day. So we're gonna go over that really fast. So everybody stand up, find some space, and let's look at this comic book character called Ethan Pinkney.
Hey, how we doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is our week 2 stretch. Today, gentlemen.
Oh.
This is our week 2 stretch. Today we will be doing a side stretch, and this stretch stretches out our abs, your obliques, and your back muscles. So the first thing we're going to do is get a nice wide base, and you can either flex your knees or lock your legs out, whichever is more comfortable to you. I like to flex my knees just a little bit, just like in the golf swing. So with a nice wide base, we reach our hands up to the sky as far as we can. And first we're going to go to the right. So we lean to the right as far as you can, nice and slow, and give a 10-second count. 3, 2, 1. Then you come back up nice and slow. Now we're going to go to the left.
Hey, this is a very, very good stretch, a good warm-up before you actually play around as well. So keep that in mind. Before you play around, you should probably do this.
Fade to the left as far as you can, nice and slow. Give a 10-second hold. 3, 2, 1. Then come back up. We'd like to see you do this every day, at least once a day. Hope everybody's feeling great today. This is week 2 exercise.
Now for our exercise
Today
of the
we'll be
week.
doing squats. Now in golf, it is very important to have a strong base. Want your legs nice and strong so they can support your posture over an entire round of golf. So this is our squat. You want to get a nice wide base, and you can either stick your arms out in front of you, cross your arms across your chest, or have them like this as if you're holding something, or you can hold something if you want to hold a broom or a golf club, whatever you like to simulate a real squat in the gym. I like to cross my arms in front of my chest. So we're going to go like this, stand up nice and straight, and then you're just going to bend from the knees to a 90-degree angle as if you're sitting on a very low chair, and then you're going to pop back up. I'd like to see you do 10 of these. Now let's take a look of our side view. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our side view of the squats. Nice and straight back. Bend from the knees as if you're sitting on something, then pop back up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our week 2 exercise. I'd like to see you start off with doing 10 on the first day and try and add 5 to each day to build up to do 3 sets of 10 squats at the end of the week. I believe you can do it.
Okay, so squats and side stretches. What does squats really do for you? So in the golf swing should be triggered by the lower body. Lower body should trigger the movement of the downswing. If your body is not strong enough, your lower body is not strong enough, you won't hit the ball as far as you could. So squats are very, very important, important fitness exercise, especially in golf, because you rely on so much lower body. We have a new message. Okay, Andrew says skateboard. So Andrew likes to skateboard? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So today's healthy habit again is community. Community is very, very important. Community is either the place you live in or the groups you belong to, right? So I have a lot of communities. Of course, I live in Pickerington. I work in Reynoldsburg, and we go all over the place. But my immediate community is Pickerington, and my family and I, we enjoy going walks at least once a day, and seeing everybody in our community. You know, what I mean, smiling and waving and talking to us is very important. We feel like we built something very strong, or helped to build something very strong. I tell my son all the time, you know, what our community looks like is a direct reflection of us. So if we see trash on the ground, it's very important for us to pick it up, because we want to always leave anywhere we go in much better shape than when we found it. So the other day we were walking, he saw a piece of trash. He said, "Dad, we had to pick that up, because if we don't and it stays here, somebody can think that, you know, this place is nasty, and it'd be because we left it that way." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You're right." So always take care of your community. You have bunches of communities that you probably don't even realize. Like, for instance, a show of hands, who plays multiple sports? Anybody play any other sports? Whether it be softball, baseball, volleyball, soccer. So all those multiple sports that you play, they're another form of your community. I mean, even if you play just golf, the people you golf with, they're another form of your community, and you want to make sure that you're always surrounding yourself with the best people possible. That's going to help you build and keep your community safe and clean. So trust me, community is very, very important, and it is a direct reflection of you. All right, on to today's golf skills. So we had a video that sent out last Friday talking about the posture, grip, and alignment for today's skill. Today's skill is the Y to Y swing. Andrew says all sports. All right. Josiah 12. What did I ask a question about a number? I'm not for sure. I may have. I'm crazy. I may have. All right. The wide swing. I have a video about that, and then we're going to discuss the wide swing directly after. So let's put this video on. First, let's get it up. There we go. Hey, raise your hand. We're my Star Wars fans. Who knows this entrance right here?
Welcome
there you
to
go.
Week 2 of the spring registration class. Today, we're going to go over, again, the wide, like the first video you saw. We're going to talk about trajectory and how to get the ball up in the air using ball position. So the things you're going to need, if you have a wedge and 3 balls. If you don't have any clubs like that, we have 3 regular size balls, or it doesn't matter, just at least 1. And you want to have a smaller item to get over, like a rolled up towel, a box, or anything that is 6 to 12 inches, and you'll have your everyday and everyday life chair. Okay? So we're going to show you how to use all these items to indicate how to get the ball up in the air and what it's going to look like. The first thing you want to do is have your rolled up towel right in front of your area. Right? Go back to your proper posture that we talked about in the first video. Posture, grip, and alignment. And from there, we're going to go small to small. So the ball should be more toward your toe, even a little further back than that. Right there. Now, the rule of thumb is you swing low, finish low, the ball will go low. We swing mid, finish mid, the ball will go a little higher than that, and then swing high to a little higher, and the ball will go a little higher than that. So we're going to demonstrate that real quick. So again, on my proper posture, grip, and alignment, I'm going to go small to small. So wide, small, wide. Just over the towel, and it rolls out, okay? Now, I'm going to go from my towel to my actual box. The box won't be as close as the towel was, a little higher, so you'll probably hit your club going through. So you'll probably put a foot past that to put it around a 20.
So when you're practicing this stuff, remember to always have a safe environment, meaning no one's around you. And make sure you're not close to any walls so you'll break anything. If you have space outside, then by all means, this should be done outside. But if you don't, just make sure you're in an area to where there's nothing can be broken.
Have 3 feet away from where the ball is. Now, instead of having the ball back on your toe, you're putting more in the middle of your stance. And again, we're going to go mid to mid, a little higher. Mid to mid. A little higher than that, went through, absolutely perfect. Now, lastly, we're going to go back to our chair. The same distance away as the blocks is perfectly fine. We're trying to get the ball up a little higher now. So instead of having the ball towards the back, right in the middle, we're going to have a little or more in front of it, so just left of center. Toward the target, more toward the target than center. We're going to go right over it. With a longer swing. When it comes to this swing, you want to release it at its highest point. What that means is this. So you get back in your wide swing, low to low. So you're releasing the ball at this low.
So now we're looking at now. So if you don't have a club, or if you are inside, it's a little cold outside and you are inside, you don't have the space for a golf club, then by all means, this is another way to get the feel of how to do the wide swing using your everyday balls that you have around the house. Remember that and no matter how long you swing, you always release it at its highest point to get the feel of where the club should be in the golf swing.
Point. Or at its highest point, low, low swing. So again, low, your wide stance low to low. It just gets over the towel and rolls up the rest of the way. So then we actually have the box, or anything that's 6, 12 inches tall. And a little further away, same exact thing, release at its highest point. So mid to mid. As highest point, perfect, same exact thing. Now lastly, we have the chair. Same thing we just did, the swing is a little longer. So mid to mid. We said its highest point, it got over and it rolled off the rest of the way. So this is something that you can practice indoors if you don't have access to a rainy day.
Okay, so a couple quick questions. One, and let's do it like this. I want to do it to where I want to hear all of you talk. Everybody on? Hey, how we doing, everybody? We good? Who am I missing? There, I'm missing Paige. Saya.
I don't like coffee.
I have Sully on here too. All right. So a really quick question. Sophia, are you on too?
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk. So the wide to wide swing. Where is the wide to wide swing mainly being used at?
Chipping.
Chipping around the green, right? What are the instances in which you have to change up the trajectory? So when we talked about getting the ball higher and lower, when are the times you want to get it higher versus when are the times you want to get it lower? Anybody know?
When the green is like more up where the ball is supposed to be.
Okay. Anybody else? Answer the question. You got Henry. So imagine this, right? Imagine you're chipping. If there's an obstacle in your way, right? Meaning you can have a bunker, a sprinkler head, another ball, you know? Depending on if there is an object or area in your way that could get you into trouble, that should pretty much change up how you do your trajectory. Because if there's nothing in your way, then there's no reason to get the ball high. Does that make sense? If there is something in your way, you have to go a little higher. So this is just teaching you how to do that, and depending on what situation you find yourself in. You got it?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Any questions? Any questions, Landon?
No.
No? Who's golfing this week? Sully, I bet you're probably golfing this week, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might.
You might? Who is that? Josiah, you might?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
If it's warm. I might do it today.
Yeah, and listen, and you can always practice in your backyard. If you guys don't have, I have a lot of plastic balls and wiffle balls. Oh, look, you got a club in his hand. Look at Henry right there. Got a club with him right now. I love it. I love it. If you need plastic balls or anything like that, let me know. Or foam balls. We definitely have those to give out for you as well, so that you can practice these indoors.
I have both.
You do?
I have both yo balls, plastic, and foam.
Good. All right. Well, that is our class for today. Who's going to do their homework?
Me.
I've done it.
Make sure you do it. And listen, when you're done with your homework for that day, make sure you have it ready and prepare to share for next week. Sound good?
Yeah.
Hey, have a great rest of your week and come back with some juicy details on how your weekend was. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm back later.